listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson, episode 149. Hey there, you're listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast. My name is Angela Henderson, and on this show, we talk about improving your business, life, or both by having amazing and rich conversations with brilliant guests who will inspire you and who will give you tips and tricks to help you grow both in life and in business. Well, hey there, and welcome back to another awesome episode of the Business and Life Conversations podcast. I am your host, Ange, from Angela Henderson Consulting, where I'm an international award-winning business consultant and coach who has helped thousands of amazing women business owners get all the pieces in place to have consistent 4- and 5-figure months and then on to 6- and 7+ figure years without burning out in the process. So if you haven't noticed, I've got a little bit of a cold. My voice is a little bit scratchy, but I wanted to get this podcast episode out to you. I should also note that I'm here with my British Bulldog Grateful, who just happens to be snoring and in between barking. So you're just going to have to bear with me with this episode. I keep shit real at angelahenderson.com.au, as you know, and this podcast is a golden nugget. So you're just going to have to roll with my voice today and the sound of beautiful, grateful snoring and our barking. So here we go. As a business owner and a business consultant, I have daily conversations about the importance of outsourcing. The problem that most of the people I work with and or come across is that they don't even know where to start because it's simply so overwhelming. And as a result, they don't do anything. On today's podcast, I'm going to share with you what is outsourcing, the benefits of outsourcing, 50 things you can outsource to grow your business, where you can start outsourcing, and so much more goodness. So, what is outsourcing? Let's start by simply defining it. Outsourcing means just what it says, going out to find the source of what you need. You can't do every job in your business because you're not an expert on everything. It's impossible. And quite frankly, if you think that you can do everything on your own, you put your business at risk in a variety of ways. The best thing you can do for your business to see it grow is to outsource accordingly. There are so many beautiful benefits of outsourcing. As an entrepreneur and small business owner, it is exhausting trying to deal with the day-to-day madness of running our businesses, let alone the pressure to be on top of everything from SEO, web development, Facebook ads, keeping up with competitors and needing to look ahead at the future. Therefore, it is imperative that you look at things that you can outsource to grow your business because there are so many amazing benefits. Some of these benefits include my top 3, which is number 1, cost savings. Yes, you're going to have to pay someone, but they will save you money in the short and long run. Take, for example, you're scheduling your social media every week and it takes 2 hours. That's 2 hours away from you bringing in money from your business elsewhere. So if your hourly rate is roughly $50 an hour and you outsource to someone to do something for $20 an hour so you can go make money, you still have a $30 margin where you're still making money in your business versus losing the entire $50. The second benefit that I've seen over my time is it has increased efficiency and more time for you. You see, you'll be able to delegate the tasks that you don't like or aren't skilled at to do. The tasks you outsource will go to people who are experts in their field, and they'll be able to get these tasks done in a more efficient and timely manner, which will ultimately allow the business to run more efficiently with the right people doing the right jobs. Then the third thing I see as a benefit is ultimately just growing your business collectively, becoming more profitable. Most businesses struggle to grow as they don't have the means to hire the staff required to make the businesses grow. And as a result, people get stuck doing all the tasks, especially like those admin tasks, the working in the tasks like answering emails, phone calls, writing newsletters, payroll, etc., versus those tasks that will bring in the leads. So when you outsource, you start to have time to work on the business versus in the business, and naturally growth happens and profitability increases. So what are these 50 things that you might be thinking, Ange, can I start outsourcing to grow my business today? If I'm honest, there's probably 100+, 200+ different things that you could outsource to grow your business. But I don't want to overwhelm you, and I also want this podcast to be short and sweet. So what are the 50 things that you could outsource? You could outsource your SEO. You could outsource your copywriting. You could outsource your social media. You could outsource your graphic design. You could outsource your web development. You could outsource your newsletter creation, assisting with launches, reporting on Google Analytics, web development, or app development, affiliate program management, advertising, blog articles, editing articles, uploading articles, research, and that could be like a variety of things such as like guest podcasts that you could appear on, creation of landing pages, creating of different lead magnets, creating a marketing plan, accounting, photography, event planning, travel planning, creating different surveys for your audience, secretary duties like checking emails, taking phone calls, data entry, scheduling appointments, creating office manuals, procedures, policy guidelines, proofreading different documents, transcribing, editing audio and video files, reaching out to influencers, reaching out for press releases, manufacturing, researching new products, uploading new products to website, manager sales, refunds. You could also outsource your sales team, responding to customer services, monitoring competitor pricing, researching networking opportunities, researching speaking opportunities, cold calling, development of ebooks, creation of infographics, organization of Google Drive or Dropbox or Inbox, registration and setup of a 1-800 or 1-300 number, outsourcing your Google Suite to get set up correctly, outsourcing monitor live chat, outsourcing follow-up non-paying clients. That was more than 47, probably closer to 50. And now I'm going to give you 3 additional ones. And these 3 additional ones might actually shock you, but it's important I say them, and I'll tell you why in a minute. A cleaner you can outsource, a gardener you can outsource, groceries and cooking can also be outsourced. A lot of time outsourcing in your home is actually the first thing some business owners need to do. It's the fastest way to get back hours in your business and to bring in more profit. Let me give you an example. When I first started becoming quite profitable in this business, I said to my husband, let's hire a cleaner. And he said, no way I'm more hiring a cleaner. Just because you make more money doesn't mean we need to spend more money. So at that stage, I think my hourly rate was around $500 or $600, but let's just go with $500 for purposes of easy math. So I said, no worries. I said, I will go. He does the laundry, dropping kids off at school, etc. I do the toilets, the vacuuming, etc. So I said, no worries. I said, I'll go do the toilets and vacuum and the dishes and all of that. Not a problem. I said, and that takes me about 4 hours a week. So that's $2,000 that I'm not able to bill, versus I could just pay a beautiful human being who is also trying to grow their own businesses $40 an hour. So that's $160 versus the $2,000 I'm losing. And my husband's like, oh, so I was like, technically I'm still profiting. What is that? $1,840. I said, or that's cool. I said, I'll just clean the toilets. So then when you realize that actually outsourcing was better for our family significantly, is like, yep, get the cleaner. So when you're doing this task/assessment that I want you to do in just a minute, keep in mind that it actually could be the cleaner, the gardener, the nanny, the grocer that might actually be the things that helps you to grow quicker. So where can you look to outsource for your business? Depending on your business needs, budget, and everything in between will depend on whether you outsource locally or overseas. For example, at one stage, I had 2 different businesses, as many of you know, Finley and Me, and then Angela Henderson Consulting. And each of these have different business needs. For example, Finley and Me, when I had that business, I had 1 Australian VA and I had 1 VA from the Philippines. My Australian VA, I needed her to be on Australian time. I needed her to have English as her primary language due to the help with editing, but she also had to be able to come to my house at that stage when we were doing shipment from our house and ship orders. However, I didn't need those requirements to run my social media accounts, and my lady from the Philippines did an amazing job when I delegated those tasks to her. In addition, the cost is quite different. My Australian VA at the time charged me $35 to $40 an hour, whereas my lady in the Philippines charged me 11 Australian dollars an hour. Now, before you start hate mailing me, the reality of it is I'm all about giving women in business jobs, no matter if they're in the Philippines or in Australia. Every woman that I like to bring on board into my business has their own goals, their own mission, their own vision. And even though $11 isn't a lot in our country, in Australia, if that's where you live, or in America, the reality of it is $11 is a lot of money for my Filipino VA, who was Sheila, this delightful soul, and she was able to stay home with her children. She was able to make more money than her husband. She didn't have to cook food and then take it out to the streets. So again, be mindful before you go, no, I don't hire overseas, because when you're first starting off in business, we don't necessarily have a lot of capital to put behind things. And there are a lot of skilled women around the world who are happy to work for us and make really good money for the country that they live in. So I just really want to talk to you about that. Now, if you're wondering where you can look at outsourcing certain tasks, Upwork is one, Fiverr is another, Airtasker is another. There's a variety of different places that you can go in and hire. All right. So if you're really thinking about, all the things that I've talked about today, I'd like you to do just a very simple exercise. And that exercise is this: just get a plain white piece of paper and draw 3 columns. And in those 3 columns, in column 1, I want you to put things I love doing my business at home. Column 2, I want to put things I do, but I don't necessarily love or hate them. And column 3, gosh, I hate doing these things. Once you've listed everything out, and you might want to just put this piece of paper on your desk for a week and capture everything you're doing and putting each of those tasks into columns. But whenever you do that, when you're done, I want you to then go to the hate column. And from the hate column, I want you to prioritize the top 3 things, 1, 2, and 3 that you hate the most. And from there, I want you to choose one thing that you can outsource, one thing only. You have to start by doing one thing that you can afford and that is going to make the biggest difference, right, when hiring someone into your business. And the last thing that I want to say about outsourcing is this: the majority of VAs that come into our business fail, wait for it, because of us. Because we don't take the time to train them and guide them and provide feedback and nurture them. So whenever you're going to hire someone, make sure that you've got time in your diary to sit with them. You don't necessarily have to have all your policies and procedures and SOPs, standard operating procedures, done. But you need to make sure that you're going to be a leader, because now you go from solopreneur into a leadership role, and they need you to stand there and guide them and to support them accordingly. So I hope this episode has got you really thinking about what you might be able to outsource in your home or in your life, or maybe even both, how you can outsource it, and also just acknowledging that the benefits that will come from this and allowing you the time and opportunity to really then exponentially grow your business. Now, if you're wondering, and this is really great strategically, how does this fit in my overall business plan and what can I do? If you are needing business direction around anything further, I'd encourage you to go to angelahenderson.com.au, click on my Work With Me button, and choose the different options that I might be able to help you do that, either in my mastermind, my one-on-one, my 12-month group coaching program. Maybe we either do a half-day VIP together. Whatever that looks like for you, I'm happy to strategize further. Again, head to angelahenderson.com.au to choose which option of working with me would be the best. In the meantime, my team and I will also be putting together the show notes for this episode at angelahenderson.com.au. And I hope you have a fabulous day, no matter where you are in the world. And I look forward to you joining me again next week for another awesome episode of the Business and Life Conversations podcast. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson. www.angelahenderson.com.au